Say hello to the river, Jada, Tasha whispered, her breath chilling against my ear. Before I could turn, her hands shoved hard against my back. I staggered, my hips aching fiercely, and suddenly the world spun. Frigid water rushed up, engulfing me completely. My son Leon stood on the deck, mere feet away. His expression was empty, no surprise, no dismay, just a subtle smirk that revealed it all. This was deliberate. The current tugged at me, yanking me from the gleaming white yacht that, only hours before, had seemed like a beacon of family mending. As I battled to stay afloat, one piercing thought sliced through the panic like a blade. My own child wants me gone. But let's rewind. Let me explain how a routine Tuesday morning spiraled into a treachery so profound it almost erased me. I am Jada Kingsley, 62 years old, a widow, mother to one son. My husband Isaiah passed 2 years ago, leaving a vast shipping empire we'd forged from scratch. When he died, the business fell to me. Not his relatives, not the executives, me, the outright owner of assets nearing $2.7 billion. Since then, my days were a tightrope walk of sorrow, healing, and the fervent wish that my son saw me as his mom, not merely his financier. So when Leon phoned that morning, himself, not via his assistant, my spirits soared. He hadn't reached out personally in ages. His tone was affectionate, almost youthful, as he said, "Mom, let's mark your post-surgery progress. Just you, me, and Tasha. A family cruise. The yacht's ready." I should have detected the peril in that invitation. I should have sensed the falseness lurking beneath. But isolation turns us all into believers. After weeks of rehab for my hip replacement, I craved nothing more than to trust in his concern. I donned the sapphire dress Isaiah adored, the one he claimed highlighted my warm brown eyes against my deep mahogany skin, and hailed a taxi to the marina in Camden. The yacht shimmered under the morning sun, 40 feet of pristine white, an extravagance reeking of lavish spending. Leon welcomed me with an embrace that screamed performance, and Tasha observed from the deck with a grin as jagged as shattered shards. The river glittered around us, serene and welcoming, but I had no clue that below the waves, threats loomed, poised for my vulnerability, and when the push came, it was my kin who delivered it. The river was unforgiving. The icy shock robbed my lungs of breath, and my drenched dress weighed me down. For an instant, terror gripped me. My hip pulsed with pain, my chest seared, and a harsh realization flared. This is the end. After all I've endured, drowned like an expendable error in the flow. But I've never been one to fade silently. I shed my shoes, fought upward, and gulped air just as the yacht receded. Tasha was on her cell already. Her words drifted faintly over the water. Leon didn't glance back, not even once. The disloyalty stung sharper than the chill. I attempted to yell, but my cry fractured, lost in the expanse of the Schuylkill River. The flow swept me onward, my limbs battling the sodden cloth and the crush of deceit on my heart. Briefly, I nearly surrendered. Then rescue appeared. A fishing boat rounded the curve, its weathered hull slicing the light. A man in his 60s, sturdy and etched by decades afloat, peered over the side. His gaze tightened, then flared in alarm. "Hang in there, ma'am," he called. Serena grabbed the line. 2 firm arms hauled me aboard soon after, his and those of a slender teen girl with the same defined features. I crumpled on the deck, expelling river water, quaking so hard my teeth chattered. "Damn," the man grumbled, draping me in a wool blanket redolent of brine and fire. "You aiming to end it all?" I shook my head, wheezing. "No, my family. They aimed to end me." He eyed me quietly, his steel gray eyes keen, not condemning, appraising. The girl, Serena, appeared stunned yet intrigued. "I'm Damien Cole," the man said at last, his voice rough. "This here's my granddaughter. We're out dawn for base, but seems we netted something else." I clutched his sleeve urgently. "Please don't tell anyone you rescued me." "Not yet." Damien's forehead creased. "That's a tall order, lady. You mixed up in mess?" "Not mess," I replied, voice quivering. "A battle. And if they learn I lived, they'll complete it." He paused long, then nodded gradually. "Sometimes justice ain't by the book." "All right, you stay hidden. We'll claim it was debris we spotted, but you owe me the full tale." I drew the blanket closer, body still shuddering, but mind honing with a sharpness absent for months. "They believe I'm gone," I murmured, "and I'll let 'em till I ruin 'em." 4 days on, I lurked in the shade of an ancient maple at the rim of Evergreen Cemetery, a loned black veil veiling my face. From my vantage, I had an ideal sight of my own burial. The coffin was ebony, gleaming, outrageously costly, vacant, naturally, a prop for the survivors, not a grave for the departed. Seats brimmed with attendees, some sincere, others for the drama. And front and center were Leon and Tasha, clad in impeccable black. They embodied sorrowful offspring so flawlessly, it might have been a play. Leon's eyes shimmered as he took sympathies, while Tasha patted her cheeks with a silk cloth. To observers, they were epitome of bereavement. To me, they were frauds on a platform forged for my presumed demise. I gnawed my cheek till I tasted blood. Journalists lingered on the fringes, shutters snapping. I'd scanned the headlines. Per the Camden Chronicle, I'd succumbed to the harsh whims of aging. They cited Leon, alleging I'd displayed alarming disorientation. In recent months, Tasha had gone farther, weeping to reporters about dreading Jada might stray and vanish. The story was locked in. I wasn't betrayed. I was a muddled elder whose fate ended sadly in submersion. I surveyed the assembly for known faces. My neighbor, Mrs. Hargrove, attended, weeping freely. Old pals from my community center. Even the surgeon who'd done my operation, head lowered in respect. These folks truly grieved me. That stung most profoundly. True mourning warped into ammo for Leon and Tasha's deceptions. But then I spotted oddity. My veteran attorney was missing, so was my bookkeeper, and my investment counselor who'd steered Isaiah and me through years of choices was notably gone. Why skip the rite for the lady they ostensibly aided, unless they played other parts? As the minister intoned, Tasha rested on Leon's shoulder, face tilted for the lenses. She appeared stunning, sorrowful, near holy, and I grasped she performed not solely for pity, but for validity. Each sob was a stake in her fresh existence. As the lamenting kin, I clutched the maple's bark, nails embedding. Let him enter an empty shell, let him peddle my persona as addled and adrift. For while they lamented a specter, I observed, bided, and breathed very much. That evening, with my funeral's reverberations still echoing in my soul, I resolved. To unearth truth, I must revisit the home once mine. Damien chauffeured me to Newark, where the Kingsley residence loomed like a testament to all Isaiah and I crafted. 35 years of joy, disputes, holiday dawns, and midnight chats dwelled in those walls. Now it was Leon and Tasha's, deeded post-Isaiah's passing, because I thought blood bonds endured. The avenue was hushed as we neared at midnight. Veranda lamps twinkled sporadically, no stir. My fingers shook, slipping the antique brass key into the rear lock. Leon never reclaimed it. Why bother? To him, I rested in the Squilkill's depths. The lock's snap rippled a chill down my back. The interior scent hit wrong instantly. Pricey perfume, stark cleansers, something synthetic overlaying its core. No more my haven. I crept through chambers, cautious with Damien's flashlight. Furnishings shrouded in white cloths, but peeking, revealed fresh leather sofas, a media setup vaster than any I'd permitted Isaiah. Counters held dishes of exotic fruits and vintages with unfamiliar tags. It wasn't a visitor's abode, it was inhabited. In the kitchen, the fridge buzzed. Within, recent provisions, weekly delivered sort, organic produce, artisanal cheeses, infant formula. My heartbeat raced. It was the study upstairs, Isaiah's former sanctuary, that unveiled the core. The desk, once his meticulous domain, now overflowed with documents, folders aligned precisely. Crowning them, emblazoned in stark ink, a dossier tagged Operation Jada. My gut iced over. Within lay health dossiers, sheets detailing mental deterioration, alleged memory slips, delusions I'd never suffered. Each page carried my name, some with counterfeit scrawls, others validated by physicians unknown to me. Annotations on orchestrated mishaps, missing a meeting, botching meds, meandering at a gala. I recalled those instants, Tasha murmuring false times, Leon swapping vials. Every blunder was contrived. They weren't merely pilfering my wealth. They were reauthoring my essence. I captured images with Damien's disposable camera, hands unsteady. Then it struck, a noise delicate, vulnerable, distinct. An infant's wail. I stiffened. Every fiber ignited. The cry wafted from above, faint yet tangible, threading corridors like a phantom. Leon and Tasha lacked offspring. They'd perpetually claimed overload over ambition. So whose babe resided here, and why conceal it? I halted in the passage, pulse thundering. The sob ascended anew, poignant, demanding, resounding through vacant spaces. For a beat, I pondered if anguish and fatigue fabricated it. But nay, the sound existed. I ascended the stairs stealthily, each tread creaking caution. The infant's laments guided to the spare chamber, the one Tasha ever loathed for its musty aura. The portal ajar. I eased it wider, breath snagging. Inside, a nursery transformed. Walls denuded and reclad in soft skies. A pale crib abutted the distant partition, veiled by a drape. Racks brimmed with plush creatures and pristine playthings shimmered dimly. And there, bundled in lavish linen, the cry's origin, a newborn scarce weeks old, visage flushed with want, my legs nearly folded. Leon and Tasha never disclosed expectancy. I'd eyed Tasha mere days prior on the vessel, trim, glowing, not postpartum, so whose offspring this? I advanced warily, then halted as beams raked the pane. A vehicle door thudded exterior. Panic. My veins froze. Leon and Tasha returned. I bolted downstairs, gripping the camera to my bosom. As their chatter drifted via the entry, I'd escaped rearward into the yard. I didn't cease sprinting till Damien's truck at the bend. I collapsed in, panting, heart feral. "There's an infant," I wheezed. In the dwelling, a neonate. They're concealing a child. I don't know whose, but not theirs. The motor growled as he drove off, visage stern. "That ain't mere avarice now, Jada. That's something sinister." He nailed it, and I craved revelations. Next dawn, Damien linked me with a confidant, a PI named Maya Thorne, a keen woman in her 40s with a sleuth's endurance. She absorbed my account. At the infant mention, her features steeled. "I recognize a setup like this," she stated. "A secluded facility over the border. Private, pricey. They focus on proxy births." In days, Maya verified my dread. The child in my former home arrived just 3 weeks back. The carrier, a 17-year-old drifter named Elena Vargas from Ohio, perished abruptly in labor. "No kin, no probes, robust boy, no issues," Maya noted, pushing the dossier my way. But logs cite heart failure. Too pat. I gazed at Elena's image, a youth herself, grinning timidly. Leon and Tasha hadn't just swiped my riches. They'd swiped a soul. The dossier Maya proffered weighed like granite. Elena Vargas's beaming visage returned my stare, time-locked. A teen whose existence was traded off. My palms quivered, tracing the photo's borders. "Someone orchestrated this," I breathed. "Leon and Tasha lack the cunning for such intricacy," Maya affirmed. "Precisely. Proxy outfits don't admit minors unchecked. There's a broker, a smoother, a potent figure rendering it paper legal." The following week, she probed further, sifting deeds, suits, and ties to the alleged facility. One moniker recurred, a specter edging each record: Serena Blackwell, a probate lawyer in Patterson, sleek, esteemed, and alarmingly adept. Blackwell focused on lineage shifts. Outwardly, she aided affluent clans in legacy mapping. Underneath, Maya unearthed a gloomier trend. Scores of senior patrons who expired under enigmatic yet timely plights. "She's helming a syndicate," Maya declared, arraying recon shots over Damien's dining surface. "Your son and his wife are mere pieces." Blackwell enlists covetous kin, fabricates proof of cognitive slip, and paves for bequests. I've linked at least 20 dubious passings to her patrons in 5 years. The images froze me. Serena alighting from opulent rides, clasping suited men's hands, entering wards and exclusive centers, ever present yet untethered to the demises. "So she's the puppeteer," I uttered, tone hushed, and Leon fed me to her. Maya wrapped a snapshot, a blurry capture of Serena exiting the facility where Elena perished. Blackwell attended that eve. Accounts claim she supervised the delivery herself. The infant emerged. Elena never exited breathing. I cupped my mouth, my son's perfidy already gashed deep. But this was atrocious. "They deem you deceased," Maya pressed. Blackwell accelerates. "She's rushing a state through tribunals. Soon your holdings will be Leon's, Tasha's, and that child's." My gullet constricted. "She'll slay anew if need be, right?" Maya's gaze held firm. "She has. And if she discovers your survival, she'll persist till you're truly vanished." The burden cloaked me like a pall. My son transcended greed. He was snared in an apparatus that consumed the frail, cleansing homicide into legacy. For the first since the river shove, I sensed true dread, not solely for me, for that upstairs babe in my prior home, vital yet on loaned moments. The choice dawned one restless night at Damien's table. I couldn't flee eternally. If Serena Blackwell spun this snare's hub, I must enter the snare and lure her out. Maya opposed. Damien despised it outright, but alternatives lacked. Blackwell was overly guarded, fortified. She required perceiving me fragile, shattered, frantic. Then she'd confess, and in confession, I'd hold the ammo to shatter her. The scheme was straightforward, petrifying, and wholly mad. I'd face Leon and Tasha in my former abode, aware Blackwell would arrive to conclude. Concealed mics planted by Maya beforehand would snag each syllable. Damien would post nearby with feds Maya had discreetly tipped. When twilight fell, I infiltrated the Newark house's front just pre-dusk. My heart thumped as I settled in Isaiah's vintage recliner, the precise nook where he'd once perused papers each morn. I desired their initial sight upon entry to be me there. The portal swung at precisely 7. Leon petrified in the threshold, keys tumbling from his grasp. His complexion blanched. "Hello, dear," I intoned levelly, voice firm despite skeletal shakes. "Miss me?" Tasha's shriek rent the atmosphere, primal and piercing. Briefly, I figured she'd collapse. Leon merely quivered, as if eyeing a phantom defiant to interment. Ere they uttered, another aura permeated. Serena Blackwell strode in like proprietor, her bespoke attire impeccable, eyes frigid and evaluative. "Well," she uttered, edged like shards, "the lady who defies death." She deposited a hide binder on the low table, eyeing me as a trifling nuisance. "This is imprudent, Mrs. Kingsley. Highly imprudent." I laced my fingers in my lap. "Is it? Or imprudent for you to perch and concede your deeds?" She offered a slim smirk. "You fancy you've trapped me, but I offer a utility. Clans like yours crave release from loads. I render it tidy, streamlined, lawful. Term it legacy hastening if preferred. The aged depart serenely. The youthful claim quicker. All triumph." Her phrases were toxin-veiled as logic. Leon gulped. Tasha clutched his limb and I inclined ahead, tone subdued and composed. "You've slain folks, scores. And this eve the globe will hear your admission." The secreted mics winked crimson in shadow, and then, spot on, panes splintered as operatives surged every ingress. Turmoil exploded as agents overran the dwelling. The thud of soles on timber, directive yells, cuff clinks. It merged in a tempest of equity I'd awaited since Tasha's river thrust. Serena Blackwell attempted flight. She dashed kitchenward, posh heels slipping over boards. She covered under 6 feet ere 3 agents felled her, binder dispersing like fractured plumes. Leon and Tasha rigid on the settee, poised facades peeled, naught but ashen visages and quaking palms. Serena Blackwell, an operative, snarled, "You're detained for murder conspiracy, extortion, fraud, and senior exploitation." Her mouth twisted but mute. Then agents pivoted to Leon and Tasha. The hush outshouted any wail as they recited my son's Miranda. His gaze darted mine, frantic, imploring. "Mom," he breathed, tone fracturing. I didn't intend this extent, but it had reached. The judicial gale ensued months. Serena Blackwell convicted wholly. Life's on parole, her lattice frayed like decayed twine. Medics, attorneys, even a estate magistrate tumbled with her. Leon and Tasha pled. 25 and 20 years, divested of the riches they sought to snatch. But the vital epilogue wasn't judicial. It unfolded in kinship court, a serene hall where I sought guardianship of the infant, Elena Vargas's progeny. I faced the bench cradling him. His ebony eyes, so earnest for one tiny, regarded me with mute faith. "His name shall be Elijah Vargas Kingsley," I informed the tribunal. "Vargas for his mom who bestowed life. Kingsley for the kin who'll cherish him, not exploit." The mallet fell, guardianship awarded. Now 5 years hence, Elijah brims with giggles and queries. He comprehends the facts. He knows his birth mom was a valiant teen who willed his survival. He knows the duo who aimed to rear him weren't kin, merely pilferers veiled by covet. And he knows love, true love, is elective, not lineage. At times, tucking him nightly, I recall the river, betrayal's chill grasp submerging me. But eyeing him secure and beaming, I grasp my endurance's why. Kin isn't name-sharers. Kin is choosers, guardians, standers by when tides swell. That's the sole bequest of worth.